Hello everyone. Today's business math lesson is 6-3 lesson on property taxes. Property taxes are a value that they place on your real estate so that you can, so you're being taxed on that real estate, such as homes, business property, and your farmlands. The taxes will help with the support the county that you live in. So assessed value is a local tax assessor comes and calculates the value of your home, and you pay a percentage of that to the county again, or your local government, to help support, to build the roads and for the fire department and those services that they provide. So the assessed value is to determine the value of your property. Decimal rate. The decimal rate is a tax rate at which a property is to be taxed. And what we do is we say the amount to be raised by the property taxes divided by the total assessed value equals your decimal tax rate. That's the decimal percentage that you're going to have to pay of your total home's value. So for example 1, so we're looking at example 1, and this is on page 13 in your packet. It says the Columbian School District total budget expenses last year were $6 million. Estimated income of other sources were $1,800,000. The total assessed value of all taxable property in the Columbia last year was $39 million. Find the tax rate needed to meet the expenses correctly to 5 decimal places. So we're not going to change it to a percent. We're going to leave it as a decimal, 5 decimal places. So you got to take the budget. So the budget here, they need $6 million. And take away the amount that they're going to get from other resources. Other resources can be like fines and fees that they get for speeders, or state aid that they get, the school district gets. So we're going to take the $6 million and we're going to subtract out the other resources, the $1,800,000. And this amount that we have, which is $4,200,000, is the amount of money that we still need to raise. So it needs to be raised. We still have that much money we need to get. So we're going to say the amount that's raised, which was the $4,200,000, divided by the total assessed value. That means the assessed value of all the properties in that district. So we're going to take the $4,200,000, comma, divide it by the total assessed value, and in this case it was the $39 million. And you're going to divide that, and when you divide it, you get a decimal, and that decimal is 0.107692, etc. But we need to round to 5 decimal places. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're looking at the 9. Look next door, it's a 2. So we're going to leave the 9 alone. So 0.10769 is our answer to 5 decimal places. All right. Moving on to example number 2. And before we do that, so we're on the back, and that's page 14 in your packet. Tax rate per 100 or per 1,000 of the assessed value. Tax rate is based on the number of hundreds or thousands in your assessed value. So example 2 says calculate the property tax due on the Watson property when the rate is stated as 6.20 or $6.20 per every $100. And the assessed value on this property is $60,000. So what they're saying is you're going to pay $6.20 for every 100 of this $60,000 property. So we need to divide it by 100 and see how many hundreds are in 60,000, which would be 600. So there's 600 hundreds. I think I said thousand. Sorry, 600 hundreds in the 60,000. So we need to pay 6.20 or $6.20 per every 100. So 6.20 times 600 gives us our tax, our property tax at $3,720. That's the amount of property taxes that the Watsons owe for this $60,000 property. Looking at example number 3, basically it's the same property, $60,000. However, it's $62 per every 1,000 in this case. So example 3. So instead of dividing by 100, you're going to divide it by 1,000. Which is 60. And it says for every 1,000, which there are 60 of them, you're going to pay $62. So you take the $62, times it by 60, and because it's the same property and the same rate, you're still going to get $3,720 is the cost of your property taxes in this case. Moving on to page 15 in your packet. I'm going to erase example number 1. It says tax rate in mils or cents per the dollar of the assessed value. And they tell you that a mil is 1/10 of a cent. So 1/10 of a cent, or 1/1000th of a dollar. Of a dollar. And then it tells you to change a mils to dollars, you divide the number of mils by 1,000. So to change it from mils to dollars, you're going to divide it by 1,000. And then it says to find the tax rate mils or cents. So for cents, you're going to change from cents to dollars, you divide it by 100. So keep that in mind. I would circle that in your packet. So you're going to divide, if it's mils, you're going to divide by 1,000. If it's cents to dollars, you're going to divide by 100. Circle that in your packet so you have it for your homework. Example number 4. And in example number 4, it says, calculate the tax due on the Watson property if the tax rate is stated either 62 mils, so again for mils we're going to divide it by 1,000, or it says 6.2 cents per $1. So again, for cents, to change it to dollars, you're going to divide by 100. So first let's talk about the mils. So 6.2 mils, we're going to divide by 1,000. So that gives us 0.062 for the dollar. 6.2 cents. When you see cents, you're going to divide it by 100. And again, still the same rate. It's going to be 0.062. And remember, the Watson's family house is assessed for $60,000, so you take the $60,000 and you're going to times it by, these are the same number, so times it by 0.062, and you're going to get the same property tax of $3,720 in property tax. Again, the property tax helps pay for the local district's bills, such as to help support the school. In this case, we're talking about the school district, so it's going to help support the school district. All right, moving on to the back. On the back of that page, which is on the back of page 15, page 16, gives you your assignment. Now your assignment is on page 240 through 241, numbers 8 through 23. And let's just look at example number 8. Example, it says find the amount to be raised by the property tax and tax rate. Show the rate as a decimal to 3 decimal places. They give you the assessed value, they give you the total expense, and they give you other income. So what you need to do first is take the expense, total expense, subtract it. So we're doing number 8. You're going to take the total expense, which is the $989,000, and subtract from that where you get other income, which was the $87,000. So you're going to subtract that. When we subtract that, we get, one second, we get 900, I should be able to do this, 902,000. And again, they are asking for the rate, 3 decimal places. So we got to take the difference between the two of them, divide it by your total assessed value, which they gave you was 27 million. When you divide that, you will get the decimal and the tax rate, 3 decimal places out, 0.033. So in questions 8 through 11, you're going to take the total expenses minus the other income, get the difference, which is you need to raise your property tax, and divide it by the assessed value. Will give you your tax rate, 3 decimal places out. So that's those questions. Let's look at question number 13 on your homework. Excuse me. So will I look at question number 13 also? Help you get started. It says the actually I don't want to do 13 because 13 is pretty straightforward. It says per 100. So you got to take the 18,000 divided by 100 and then times it by the $5.20. Let's look at one that has to do with, let's use number 16. Because that one is in mils. Remember, to figure out the mils, we divide it by 1,000. So in this one, it's 77.3 mils. We're going to divide that by 1,000, which gives you 0.0773. And then you're going to times that by the property's assessed value, which is $25,300. and you'll get your taxes that are due. So when you multiply that, you will get $1,955.69, and that is the tax due. So that is your answer. So remember, if it's in mils, you're going to divide by 1,000. If it's in cents, you're going to divide it by 100, and then times it by the assessed value. All right, so finish those up, try all the questions. Please make sure you submit them to me before they are due. Look on your sheet, the assignment sheet, to see when this section is due, section 6.3 homework. And as always, be safe, don't drive your family crazy, and have a good day. Bye.